Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wednesday night Warriors series here with the Dirt Ump mods at USA International Speedway. We are currently looking at Jeff Fitzpatrick taking a practice lap here around the racetrack as we get ready to go for our first night of racing here in season number 2. Dom Santina here with you. Roger Wagner, our admin and owner of the series, might jump in from time to time, but for the most part it's going to be me with the call. And once again, working out, if you joined us Monday night, working out some producing stuff, so it might be a few mistakes here and there, but just bear with us as we're learning, and hopefully by next week we'll have everything ironed out. But Jeff Fitzpatrick making his way around track. We'll take a look right now. Fastest right now is Jaden Wolf, who's in that 07 car, making his way around track as we kind of take an aerial view. A few minutes winding down left in our practice session before we get going with our first heat races of the night. Looks like there's about 26, 27 cars in session or so, maybe about 25 as we get a look around the racetrack. We'll go on board here with Mason Hannigan in that 42 car, running some practice laps, trying to get the track worked in just a little bit. So I'm cutting the inside line there across the grass. Now there's some contact, a little bit of Rubbins racing going on here early already in the session. So we'll see what happens when we get to race time. But changing it up from the normal wing sprint cars, going to the dirt up mods here this afternoon. Looks like we might be progressing, or maybe Hannigan is going to go back to the pit area. A few cars on track. Looks like Jaden Wolf still the fastest. His best lap was 22.48. And then you have Mason Hannigan still on track. Jeff Fitzpatrick. Let's see, I believe Roger Wagner might even be out there running a lap. No, his car's in the pits, but he's not running any laps. Christopher Monroe out on track in the 17 car. We'll run a lap here around the USA Speedway. Looks like he's got Mason Hannigan trying to make a move on him here during some hot laps. You can see him coming into view from our chopper mod here. Oh, Hannigan got into the inside wall there. We're going to, well, we got some time. Why don't we go on board with your fastest car right now in qualifying. We're going to jump on board here with Jaden Wolf. Take a lap around USA International Speedway. Here he comes out of turn 4 to the finish line, or the start-finish line. Going to throw it down in there across the grass. We've seen quite a few people take that line here in iRacing, right tight to the fence as he comes out of 1 and 2. Looks like the bottom line, the preferred line so far there. Back to the bottom here in 3 and 4. And then he'll come back to the start-finish line. That's a lap around the racetrack, and you hear him there come to the finish line on and off right there, completely off the throttle, now back on all the way till he gets down to 3 and 4. You heard him burp the throttle there a little bit coming out of turn 2. Let off, let that car rotate in the center of the turn, now back on the throttle, and we'll bring it back around. That's 2 laps now that he's done. Here's an overhead view of Jaden Wolf getting some practice time in on the track, getting this track worked in a little bit. We will continue to watch them for a few more minutes, and we'll come back with more commentary once they get ready to progress to the next session right here on the Dirt Racing Network. All right, we're getting set for our opening race here at USA International Speedway, race 1, heat 1 of the new season. Real quick, we're going to run through the grid. On the front row for Fairway Mortgage, BS Air, Catch Fence Apparel, Elbows Up, Sim Sport from Millersburg, Pennsylvania. That's a 44 of Tyler Shell. And on his outside, the 07 of Jaden Wolf. In row 2 for go to stcrocks.com from Naugatuck, Connecticut, the 17 of Christopher Monroe. And on his outside, the 42, Tim's Sim Styles BMRS from Black Diamond Motorsports from Pittsburgh, Indiana. That's a 42 of Mason Hannigan. And on his outside, the 000, who's not going to make the call. That would be Roger Wagner. Did making the call is the 77 of Gary Budzine for GB Restoration and Repair from East Troy, Wisconsin. And on the back row for Night Trips, BGI Sim Sports, Owasso from Owasso, Oklahoma, the 13 of Cody Kelly. Got a little behind there, so pardon us, but we're already into action here. Lap 2 already complete. Your race leader is that 07, your fastest from practice and qualifying. Jaden Wolf out early. On his outside is Tyler Shell in that 44 car running the top line as they come around to complete lap 3 of 8. Then it is Mason Hannigan and Cody Kelly. Your top 4 as they make their way around the racetrack. Almost at the line that time. It's going to go to Tyler Shell, your race leader. He got around Jaden Wolf at the line that time to lead at lap number 3. As they come around this time to complete halfway, or this will be the backstretch. Well, working on 5 to go. That was the 4th line. So halfway through, it was Shell again at the line. Here they come this time. And with 4 to go, Tyler Shell has taken the race lead. Into 3rd is Mason Hannigan. Cody Kelly in 4th. Good battle up front, though, between Tyler Shell and Jaden Wolf, as we got 3 laps left to go between these two. Or now 3 laps to go, correction. Into the inside, little contact between the two, between Jaden Wolf and Tyler Shell. Coming out of 3 and 4 this time. Who's going to have it at the line? Shell will still have it. Working on 3 laps left to go this time. Slide job coming underneath for the 44. Coming to the line. 2 to go. That time, Jaden Wolf swaps back the lead. They've switched up lines now. Shell to the bottom, Wolf to the top side. Here they come. This time around, there'll be 2 to go. Who's going to have it that time? Shell has it at the line. Or no, they're going to give it to, yeah, Shell to the top of the board. Now a slide job in 1 and 2. Here they come. Down the backstretch they go. To the inside this time, Shell top side Shell, bottom side Wolf. Here they come to the line. This time, white flag will be in the air. Great battle for the top 2 spots. Shell's got the lead this time. White flag in the air. Last lap here for heat race number 1. Going down the backstretch, they'll go into 3 and 4 one more time. Here comes your race leader, Tyler Shell. Can he hold off one last attempt from Jaden Wolf? To the line will be Tyler Shell. Jaden Wolf in 2nd, Mason Hannigan in 3rd, Cody Kelly 4th, Christopher Monroe 5th, Kanan Batters in 6th, and Gary Budzine in 7th. We'll get set now for lineup number 2 here in our first race of the night. Now that we're back on schedule, we'll get set to set up our grid here for heat race number 2. Starting on the inside of row number 1 on the pole is the 11 of Shane Yates. On his outside, he hasn't gridded yet, but is the 51 of Jonathan DeVries. And in row 2, starting in the 3rd spot, the 29 of Paul Crumry. Into his outside, the 90 of Jeff Fitzpatrick. Row 3 on the inside, the 28 of Zach Rounds. And on his outside is the MVT Wicked Cushion Kinzer Racing Sim Team from Waverly, Nebraska. That's the 8 of Cole Newhoffen. And on row 7, starting on the inside, in the 21 That is the 021 is John Helms, and on his outside for Black Diamond Motorsports Ultimate Dirt TV from Ellington, Florida, that's the 54 of John Batista. And starting at the back of the field for Beware Racing, Superior Builders, and from Iola, Kansas, that's the 017 of Buddy Ware. Jonathan Devries not making the call, so there's going to be 8 cars set to go here in our feature. That means Jeff Fitzpatrick will jump up on the outside to set up on that outside row. So it'll be Shane Yates and Jeff Fitzpatrick up front as we're going to get set to go here with heat race number 2 in our opening night of racing. We'll take a look here this time from the spectator view as they get set to go. 8 laps around the racetrack. I believe the top 4 will advance. We're going to go another 8 laps around the racetrack to get set for our A main later tonight. Pace truck should pull away this time around. It's going to speed up and get off the racetrack. Green flag. There you see it being displayed by our starter. It's in the air and we are underway. Jumping out to the early race lead is Shane Yates, followed by Jeff Fitzpatrick, Paul Crummell, and Cole Newhoffen. That's your top 4, but man, do we have a battle back there with quite a few cars all together. A little contact there getting into 3 and 4. 3 wide as they come out of turn 4 this time. See a battle there. Zach Rounds pulls up into the second spot. John Helms in third. Jeff Fitzpatrick now jumps back and forth. Battle between Helms and Fitzpatrick. You can see it right there behind Zach Rounds, as now John Helms will take it for the time being. Working on lap 2 of 8. Things are going to settle down here a little bit after getting through that first lap of traffic. So our running order, Shane Yates in the lead, Zach Rounds in second, John Helms in third, Jeff Fitzpatrick in fourth, John Batista in fifth, Cole Newhoff in sixth, Paul Crummell seventh, Buddy Ware eighth. That's your running orders. We are working towards halfway through heat race number 2. We will only have 3 heat races before we get to our consolation races later on tonight. So this is 2 of 3. You're looking at Shane Yates right now making his way around the racetrack. You're going to see Zach Rounds look to the inside there as they come down the back stretch. And there's your race leader, Shane Yates. He's got about 0.3 of a second lead over Zach Rounds, and it's almost another full second back to John Helms. And John Batista has climbed up into the top 4. Jeff Fitzpatrick falling back a little bit. John Batista and now Cole Newhoffen. They're going to start to do battle up here for the 4th and 5th spot. We're going to take a look back here at 4th and 5th halfway through our race. You see John Batista in the 54, Cole Newhoffen in the 8, and John Helms there just in front of him in that 021 car. Looks like we might have a challenge for the lead as well. Action ramping up at the front. Zach Rounds trying to make a bid for that number 1 spot on Shane Yates. Working on 2 laps left to go for your race leader. Working down the backstretch this time. Zach Rounds going to take a look to the inside again. Hasn't been able to make anything work as they come out of 3 and 4 this time. Yates still has the lead. And it's then Helms, Batista, and Newhoffen. The top 5 staying the same. Here we go. Down the backstretch one more time. Does Zach Rounds have anything for the 11 of Shane Yates? Here they come to the line. Yates will take the win. Zach Rounds in second, John Helms third, John Batista fourth, Cole Newhoffen fifth, Jeff Fitzpatrick sixth, Paul Crumry in seventh, and Buddy Ware in eighth. And that'll set us up here for our 3rd and final heat race, starting to grid out on the track. Waiting for them to come in. And looks like we got them all. So here we go. On the inside, starting on the pole, is the 93 of Rory Collins. And on his outside for Black Diamond Motorsports, UDTV 19 Designs, Tim Sims out of Sellersburg, Indiana. That's the 36 of Nathan Davis. In row 2, on the inside, is the 129 of Cooper Weiss. And on his outside, the 99 of Kobe Cooper. Row 3, on the inside, starting in 5th, is the 88 of Garrett Boyd, and on his outside, the 007 of Jacob Fields. Row 7, row 4, on the inside, starting 7th, for Ultimate Dirt TV, Black Diamond Motorsports for Warrensburg, Missouri, the number 10 of Ryan Scheidt, and on his outside for BGI Simsport, BSB, out of Junction City, Kansas, the 1 of Jacob Schmutz. And starting last on the field, in the 22, that is Trevor Royer. 9 cars all gridded in, ready to go. We're going to get ready for our final heat race of the night. After this, we will advance to our consolation races. We've seen a couple good battles up front and near those transfer positions. We'll see what happens here in our final heat race, see who can advance. Collins and Davis going to lead us to the green flag. Next time around, pace truck will pull away. You got Davis on the inside in that green Collins on the inside in that green 93 car. On his outside, the 36 of Nathan Davis. In that blue and yellow car, pace truck away, green flag in the air. Here we go with heat race number 3. Into turns 1 and 2 we go. Cars all over the place. Looks like the 129 of Cooper Weiss trying to keep it straight as they got through there. Good run up the top side. Here comes the 007 of Jacob Fields and Kobe Cooper in that 99. He is all over the back of Nathan Davis as they come down the front stretch. They make their way through 1 and 2. There you go. 3 cars all together on that top side. Davis, Cooper, and Fields making that top line work. Now Fields going to jump down to the bottom, try to find some room. Here they come, coming around to complete lap number 2. Top 3 starting to break away just a little bit. Garrett Boyd in the 4th position. Then it's Ryan Scheidt, Trevor Royer, Cooper Wise, and Jacob Smuts. Rory Collins rounding out the field in 9th. As they make their way around. See a little wider view here. Good battle back there for 2nd and 3rd between Jacob Fields and Kobe Cooper. Nathan Davis withstood the pressure in the first few laps. Now he's trying to run away from these 2 guys behind him and put a little distance. It's about 3/10 separating each of the cars. You see the 007 trying to chase down the 99 of Kobe Cooper. Working on 5 laps to go here. Cars pretty evenly spaced. Fields trying to make that bottom line work, but nothing there too much yet. See him trying to run that top side just a little bit. So they go into turns 3 and 4 once again. This one a little bit more calm as you see him single file coming across the finish line, all running that top line as they dive off into the corner in 1 and 2. Still Nathan Davis, then Cooper, Fields, Boyd, the top 4. Scheidt rounds out your top 5. And it's Wise, Royer, Schmutz, and Collins. Might be a little bit of a challenge here from Kobe Cooper this time coming out of 1 and 2. We're going to have to watch it as they head off into 1 and 2. They were coming out of 3 and 4. Cooper tries to make a slide job. Not there that time, though, as they head down the back stretch. This is where Cooper had a run last time. This time, Fields is going to try to make a run. Can't make it work. Tries to slide up in front of him. Not close enough, though, as we come to the white flag. 1 lap to go in our final heat race of the night. Fields takes another run at Cooper there through 1 and 2. Couldn't make it work. Down the backstretch they go. Single file, evenly spaced out again. And we will come to the checkered flag this time to round out our heat races on the night. The win will go to Nathan Davis. Kobe Cooper will come across in second. Jacob Fields third. Garrett Boyd fourth. Ryan Scheit fifth. Cooper Wise sixth. Trevor Royer seventh. Jacob Smuts eighth. And Rory Collins in ninth. That'll set up, I believe, our C main. Yes, we're going to go right to our C main. We're going to start to grid out those cars as they come onto the racetrack. Looks like we got a few cars already making the call. It's about 6 cars have made the call. Waiting for a few more to come in here. Should have 9. Keep an eye on it, see if anybody else comes in. We can tell you your starting row. Your starting row on the inside is the 777 of Gary Budzine out of East Troy, Wisconsin for GB Restoration and Repair. On his outside is the 29 of Paul Crumry. In row 2, we have the 22 of Trevor Royer. He has made the call. Roger Wagner will not make the call as he's doing some administrative duties. On row 3 will be the 17 of Buddy Ware, and on his outside, the 1 of Jacob Smuts. As they're starting to grid out here. And then rounding out the field, says he's starting 9th, but he'll have a little bit better starting position than that, is the 93 of Rory Collins. He'll start 4th on the inside row. We're going to have 4 cars on the bottom row, 2 cars on the top row. So on the inside will be Gary Budzine. To his outside will be the 29 of Paul Crumry. Then it's Trevor Royer on the inside. Looks like the 1 of Jacob Schmutz will jump up there next to Trevor Royer. And then Collins will jump to the outside of Buddy Ware. So we're going to stack them up 3 rows, 2 wide deep, and or 3 rows deep, 2 apiece, and we'll get this thing ready to go with our C main. Base truck going to pull down and away, and we are green flag racing as we get set to go. Working on 12 laps here in this one. Out to the early race lead is Gary Budzine in that 777. Looking to the inside, Trevor Royer. Not having a great heat race. Well, he's going to take contact with Jacob Smuts there coming out of 4. That'll slow him up a little bit. So that'll put Paul Crumry back into second. Buddy Ware up to 3rd. Royer will go back to 4th. Smuts 5th and Collins in 6th. Budzine trying to run away here on lap number 2 as we make our way around the racetrack. Paul Crumry trying to chase down your leader. He's going to face a little challenge there to the inside as we almost go 3 wide through 2 and 3. As it looks like Buddy Ware's going to make a challenge to the inside. He's going to make a run up to the 2nd spot. Now try to come up to the lead. He's going to challenge Gary Budzine for that lead. He comes through the bottom line, and he's got it at the line. New race leader, Buddy Ware, to the top of the charts. He uses that inside line. Not really going to slide up, but going to stick to that bottom line. Almost looked at using a slider there through 3 and 4. Going to go a little bit higher, maybe about half a line higher there in 1 and 2 this time. Oh, contact. Trevor Royer's around. He got back into Jacob Smuts. His car is facing backwards on the racetrack. We'll go back and look at that one. Trevor Royer's night has not gone very well. And there's another one right there. We'll go back and look at it. If we can, we'll see if replay wants to work for us here. All right, we'll jump back to it. But you saw it at the back of the camera, the Trevor Royer machine was in a little bit of trouble. He got into Jacob Smuts once again. As we were working on completing lap number 4 of 12. Pace laps will not count. We will check in on Trevor Royer, though. See what he's going to do. Looks like he has rejoined the field back there at the tail end of the field, so his car's still up and running. Let's take a look at it. Looks like a little contact there on the right side, just behind that right front wheel where he got into Jacob Schmutz, and you wonder, it doesn't look like Schmutz's car has much contact on the left side. Royer came up into him, and I think that left wheel for Schmutz got into Royer and spun Royer around into that outside left wall in 3 and 4. That left side of the car made contact with the outside wall, I should say, in 3 and 4. Brought out our first caution of the night. So we had gone all 3 heat races without a caution. We get to our consolation race, and it looks like we're going to stack them back up. Double file here for this restart. On the inside is the 17 of Buddy Ware. He's your race leader. He took over just before that caution came out as he was challenging Gary Budzine. Then it's Paul Crumry in 3rd, Jacob Smuts in 4th. He's on the outside. Then the 93 of Rory Collins and Trevor Royer on the outside there, starting in the back row here for this restart. Coming to the green flag this time out of turn 4. Going to have about 9 laps to go. 8 when we take the green flag. Green flag back in the air. And here goes that 17 of Buddy Ware. Great run down the front stretch. He's going to pull away. We're going to take a look at some of these cars here. We've got a few laps left to go to decide this thing. We're going to go on board with Paul Crumry here for a second. We're going to watch him take a lap around this racetrack as he tries to track down not only our leader, Buddy Ware, but Gary Budzine. And now he's got a challenge from Jacob Smuts, as you see Smuts there on the inside working that line. Paul Crumry working the middle line as they make their way down the back stretch, working on lap 6 of 12, almost halfway through our feature. You can see quite a bit of dirt kicked up on his helmet, blocking his view, but here we go, halfway through our C main. Buddy Ware took the race lead, and we're going to jump up here with Jacob Schmutz because he's making a challenge for that second spot with Gary Budzine. We'll see if he has enough time. There's still about 5 more laps left to go. You see he gets a tear off there, clears his visor to make it on up and try to challenge your race leader in Buddy Ware, who's pulled away. He's got about 7/10 of a second lead on the rest of your pack, and you can see that Jacob Smuts chose that deep inside line there in 1 and 2, and he'll go there again in 3 and 4. But we're going to take a look back here around the 3rd, 4th, and 5th spot because we got 3 cars battling it out. You got Trevor Royer, Paul Crumry, and Gary Budzine, who has now fell like a rock, and he's going to get a tap from Crumry as it almost sent that 777 car around. And now Crumry going to try to make a run on him there through 3 and 4. Come to 3 laps left to go. How about Trevor Royer making up for his mistake earlier in this race, getting in to Jacob Schmutz. Now he's up to the 3rd spot, and he's trying to track down Schmutz for the 2nd spot. Gary Budzine in that 777 car started the race on the pole. He's going to get a tap, and there he goes around. Paul Crumry gave him a little tap from behind there in 3 and 4. And around goes Gary Budzine. We're going to take a look at it. Here you go down the backstretch or front stretch. You see the 29 there. Try to make a run through 1 and 2. That was down the front stretch. Here they come down the back stretch, and if you watch, the 777 car of Budzine going to go in there, and here comes Cumry, gives him a little tap from behind, and you have that momentum already with your nose pointed down to the infield. All it takes is a little tap, and Budzine goes around, and we'll have to restart this with 3 laps to go, 2 to go. When we'll come to the line, it'll be a green-white checkered finish for our C main. Right now, it's the 017 of Buddy Ware. He took over about a quarter of a way through this C main and has led ever since. Jacob Smuts, since that last caution, charged up through the field. He's in second, and right behind him, these two got together, but Trevor Royer followed Jacob Smuts right through the pack, and you can see Smuts actually has a little contact on the nose of that modified car. There's Trevor Royer. You see a little contact where he hit the wall and got into Smuts on the right side of his car, just behind that right wheel. Then it's Rory Collins, who's kind of got the better of the luck. He's sitting in 4th now. Looks like they pushed Paul Crumry to the back for causing that caution. So Budzine will restart in the 5th position, Crumry in 6th. We'll get set to go here. So this is just our second caution on the night, second one here in the C main. And we'll see if we can finish these last 2 laps clean with no accidents and get ready to go into our B main here in just a minute. Should go green this time out of 3 and 4. Base truck lights are off, so we should be set. He'll pull it away after he exits turn 4. And Buddy Ware will lead us to the green flag. Here we go. Buddy Ware, going to have to give it one good restart one last time to get into our B main, and he is on it right away. The 17 car of Buddy Ware. Working his way through, heading down the backstretch one more time. We'll take a look back at Jacob Schmutz. He's going to try to look to the inside here. Here comes Trevor Royer to the top side. White flag in the air, 1 lap left to go here in our C main. Schmutz going to try one more time here through 1 and 2. Not going to be able to make it work. They'll send it down the backstretch one more time into 3 and 4. We'll see if Schmutz can have a run. Drives it in deep into turn 3. Coming out of it, looks like it's all going to be Buddy Ware. Here he comes to the line. And Schmutz got to run to that back left corner, but couldn't make it work. Ware takes the win. Schmutz 2nd, Royer 3rd, Budzine 4th, Collins 5th, Crumry 5th, Collins 6th. And that will set up our C main. We'll get ready to grid out here on the racetrack. Looks like we're going to have 10 cars scheduled to make the call. We'll see if everybody makes the call or not. Starting on the pole will be the 17 of Christopher Monroe. And on his outside will be the 8 of Cole Newhoffen. Let me click on the right thing here for a second. There we go. Round 2 will be the 10 of Ryan Scheidt. And on his outside, the 20 of Kanan Batters. In row 3 on the inside will be the 90 of Jeff Fitzpatrick. And on his outside, the 129 of Cooper Weiss. In row 4 on the inside will be the 017, your C main winner. That's Buddy Ware. And on his outside, the 1 of Jacob Schmutz. And the last 2 to get in, finishing in 3rd and 4th in the C main. Starting 9th on the inside of row number 5 is the 22 of Trevor Royer. And on his outside, this 777 of Gary Budzine. We'll get set to go here with our B main. Get ready to find out the final few cars to make it into our A main here later on tonight. Pace truck lights are off this time, so we'll get ready to go. This time around out of turn number 4. Green flag will be in the air for your leaders. Christopher Monroe on the outside, Cole Newhoffen. Monroe on the inside, Newhoffen on the outside. Here we go. The 17 car on the inside, Newhoffen in the 8 on the outside. Pace truck down and away. And we are green flag racing once again. We'll see who gets the advantage into turns 1 and 2, and it's going to be Monroe jumping out to the early race lead, but watch out for the 10 down on the bottom side. What a run coming for the 10 car. That is Ryan Scheidt to the lead as we get to 3 and 4. Scheidt used that bottom line to scoot right up there in front, and that'll put Monroe back to second. Now Newhoffen going to make a run, try to jump up into that second spot. Ryan Scheidt already trying to pull away. Newhoffen into second. Now a battle here for third and fourth. Cooper Weiss and Christopher Monroe battling it out for third and fourth. Good wide shot here through 3 and 4 as they come to the line. Come to complete lap 2 of 13 on the night. There you see Christopher Monroe. He started on the pole. He's already back to 4th place. Kanan Batters coming to try to take that spot away. Just a half second back with over 10 laps left to go. Plenty of time for some of these cars back there in the back to make their way up. But right now, we got a new leader. Check that. Cole Newhoffen, your new race leader. He got around Ryan Scheidt. See him working down the backstretch, and now a battle here brewing up between Scheidt and Cooper Weiss. We'll go take a look at this one. Side by side through 3 and 4, they come down the front stretch. That time, it's Weiss with the lead. Scheidt back to third. Right there on the grass, slows him up a little bit, gets that car a little extra sideways heading down the backstretch. Working on 5 of 13 here in the C main. Cooper Weiss looks pretty quick. We'll see if he can cut into that lead. 0.6 of a second as it stands right now. We'll take a look back farther in the pack. There you go. There's Christopher Monroe and Trevor Royer. Wondering if any of these guys from some of the C main can make their way through. Royer and Monroe battling over the 4th and 5th spots. Royer had it last time, and he'll have it this time as they come to the line. 4 cars getting together there. You can see the 017 of Buddy Ware. And we're going on board right now with Christopher Monroe, sitting in that 5th spot. Little less than 2.5 seconds back from your race leader. You see quite a few cars gathering it up here on with coming to 5 to go. And looking to his inside, there is Buddy Ware. And he got it that time at the line. Jacob Schmutz making a run as well. So Christopher Monroe started on the pole, but he's struggling here in the B main. And you jump back up front. It's still Cole Newhoffen, your race leader. He gets into the outside wall in turn 2. We'll see if that makes a difference. Let's take a look at Cooper Weiss. He was about 0.6 of a second back with Newhoffen getting into that outside wall. He's going to almost spin it around, but he somehow straightens that car back up. He was getting pressured by Ryan Scheidt there on the inside in 3 and 4, and Weiss almost spun that car right around backwards in the middle of turn 3. Don't look now, but Trevor Royer sneaking in that 4th place spot. He's watching these two guys do battle. And Weiss going to end that battle for the time being. He's going to pull away from Scheidt there down the front stretch. So it's Newhoffen, Weiss, Scheidt, Royer. Ware your top 5. Schmutz, Monroe, Batters, Fitzpatrick, and Budzine. Budzine started in the back. Hasn't really been able to make up much ground here in the B main. As we've seen Buddy Ware and Jacob Schmutz move up a little bit. Let's take a look back here at Trevor Royer. He's been challenging for this 3rd place spot or 4th place spot, and third and I was right, 3rd and 4th place spot with Ryan Scheidt. Now he's really got a challenge with 2 to go. He is there. We'll see if he can make anything of it though as they head down the backstretch once again. We're going to keep an eye on this battle. They go into 3 and 4. They'll be coming to the white flag this time. Trevor Royer to the top side. Look at him wheel that car. Trying to get around Ryan Scheidt for that 3rd place spot. Great shot down the front stretch. Here they come into view. Into the 1 and 2. Royer on the top side. Can he make it work down the backstretch? Trevor Royer trying to look for that 3rd spot over Ryan Scheidt, and he's got it as they head into 3 and 4. Here they come to the line this time. It's going to be Cole Newhoffen taking the win. Cooper Weiss in 2nd. Trevor Royer will take the 3rd spot. Ryan Scheidt 4th. Buddy Ware 5th. Jacob Schmutz 6th. Christopher Monroe 7th. Caden Batters in 8th. Jeff Fitzpatrick 9th. And Gary Budzine in 10th. That rounds out your C main. Or B main, excuse me. Getting ready to go. Few cars coming out on track. Looks like we got Jaden Wolf, Christopher Monroe, Cody Kelly, Garrett Boyd. Got a bunch of cars coming in now. We're going to plug our sponsor. All right, let's go take a break, and we're going to take a minute to thank one of our sponsors. All right, welcome back. I have a few cars running some practice laps as we look at Mason Hannigan right now. Thank you to our sponsor, Tim Sims, always sponsoring DRN and the Dirt Slingers Racing League. Looks like we're going to advance to our A main and get ready to go. We'll get ready to grid out here for our A main, and starting on the pole for Fairway Mortgage, BS Air Catch Fence Apparel, and Elbow Up Sim Sport from Millersburg, Pennsylvania. That's the 44 of Tyler Schell. On the second row. On the inside for UDTV 19 Design, Tim Sims and Black Diamond Motorsports from Sellersburg, Indiana. That's a 36 of Nathan Davis. And on his outside, the 07 of Jaden Wolf. Row 3 on the inside, the 28 of Zach Rounds. And on his outside, starting 6th, is the 99 of Colby Cooper. Row 4 on the inside for Black Diamond Motorsports, Tim Sim Styles of BMRS. From Pittsburgh, Indiana, that's the 42 of Mason Hannigan. And on his outside, the 21 of John Helms. In row number 5, on the inside, the 007 of Jacob Fields. And on his outside for BGI Simsport, Night Trips. And from Owasso, Oklahoma, that's a 13 of Cody Kelly. Starting 11th on the inside of row number 6, Black Diamond Motorsports and Ultimate Dirt TV from Ellington, Florida. That's the 54 of John Batista. And on his outside, the 88 of Garrett Boyd. Starting 13th for MVT Wicked Cushion, Kinsler Racing Sim Team from Waverly, Nebraska. That's the 8 of Cole Newhoffen. And on his outside, the 129 of Cooper Weiss. On the inside of row 8, starting 15th, the 22 of Trevor Royer. And on his outside, the Ultimate Dirt TV, Black Diamond Motorsports from Warrensburg, Missouri. That's a 10 of Ryan Scheidt. Starting 17th, the 017 of Buddy Ware for Superior Builder and Beware Racing from Iola, Kansas. And on his outside, the BGI Simsport from Junction City, Kansas, the 1 of Jacob Schmutz. And rounding out the field, starting 19th for go2stcroy.com from Naugatuck, Connecticut, the 17 of Christopher Monroe, and the 20 of Canaan Batters. And we are Green Flag Racing here in our A main. 35 laps on the board. We got to click off, and right to the point goes Tyler Schell. He started on the pole, and he's already pulling away. You see him 2, 3 wide back there in 1 and 2. We'll take a look back. We'll click on Mason Hannigan and see what he's got to deal with. Look at that. Top line like a freight train right now. Now jumping down in front of him. Hannigan going to get a little contact from Jaden Wolf as he dove down there below Hannigan. And here comes the 8 of Cole Newhoffen. He was your B main winner. He's going to try to challenge up here into the top 3 spots already. Oh, contact for Hannigan. He got together with the 13 of Cody Kelly. It's going to drop Hannigan through the field a little bit. And look at behind the 44 of Tyler Schell. It's a hornet's nest back there. You got Shane Yates in second, challenging with Zach Rounds. That's your top 3. They're side by side right now as they were coming out of 3 and 4. And then it's Nathan Davis in 4th, Kobe Cooper, the top 5. Things settle out for a minute as they head down the backstretch, working on 4 of 35. See if anyone can challenge Tyler Schell. And it looks like Shane Yates got a run there out of turn number 4. He's going to make a good challenge here for that second spot. We'll see if he has anything for him as Nathan Davis gets into the wall there exiting turn 2. Here comes the 28 of Zach Rounds to the inside. He's going to go under under Shane Yates. Couldn't make it work because Tyler Schell was already down there on the inside line. Now Schell will go up towards the top side in 3 and 4. Zach Rounds tried to slide up in front of Yates. Couldn't make it work. He'll have to settle back into the 3rd place spot and make another charge here in 2. He's going to go to the bottom line. He's been working the bottom line in both 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Your race leader, Tyler Schell, going to the bottom in 1 and 2, top side in 3 and 4. This time, slide job coming for the 28 of Zach Rounds. Crossover coming for Shane Yates, but Rounds is going to get that 2nd place spot as they make their way through the finish line there, completing lap number 6 of 35. We'll take a look back deeper in the field, see how your B main winner is doing. That's Cole Newhoffen making his way up. He's currently in the 8th position in that 8 car. You see Trevor Royer back there behind him with John Batista. They're doing battle. Garrett Boyd in there on some of the action as well. They settle out single file down the backstretch. Batista looks to the inside this time. Side by side, Batista and Royer. That time through 3 and 4. Quite a few battles going on throughout the pack. Up front, though, pretty single file. Shane Yates has got back around Zach rounds back to the third place spot. But now here comes Nathan Davis and Jacob Fields. They're starting to close in just a little bit on these two in front of them, and Shane Yates and Zach Rounds. See what happens here. Oh, Davis got squirrely there once again in 3 and 4. Almost lost it and looped it out. That's going to allow Jacob Fields to get around him for the fourth spot. Going to slide up there in 1 and 2. Almost gets into the fence. Might have even caught a little bit with it with his back right of that modified car. This has allowed Tyler Schell, with these four doing battle, to pull away a little bit. He's got about an 0.8 of a second lead over your second, third, fourth, and fifth drivers. And now the 007 of Jacob Fields starting to make up some ground on that third and second place spot. He's pulled away from Nathan Davis. Cole Newhoffen now up to the sixth spot. He is coming. You see him there making a run on Nathan Davis. Great shot down the fence line there. Here comes Newhoffen to the inside. Looking to the inside of that 36 car of Nathan Davis. Couldn't make it work that time in 1 and 2. And then right behind Cole Newhoffen, you see John Helms jumping in as well. Jacob Fields got into the wall. He was looking to the inside of Zach Rounds. He got around Shane Yates for third. So he's now on the podium. So we're going to look at this battle for the final spot on the podium right now. Shane Yates, Jacob Fields battling it out, and Fields drove that car down into 3 to get under Shane Yates right against the wall. He's going to go to that middle line here and 1 and 2, try to slide up in front of Yates. And that Fields getting in front of Yates has slowed him down a little bit. It's a chain reaction, as you saw Nathan Davis drive it down in there into 1 and 2. Here comes Newhoffen around Davis. Slide job in 3. He's got it. We'll see if he can hold it throughout the corner. Cole Newhoffen now in the top 5. So it's Tyler Schell, Zach Rounds, Jacob Fields, Shane Yates, Cole Newhoffen, your top 5. Nathan Davis, 6th. Helms in 7th. 8th, Cooper. 9th, Royer. And 10th, John Batista. We'll jump back up here to Tyler Schell, who is just straight up pulled away from everyone else. Over a second and a half now. Back to Zach Rounds as we've gone 15 out of our 30, or 16 now out of our 35 laps. Almost halfway through, Tyler Schell checking out on the rest of the field. We have 19 cars currently still running on the racetrack. Jaden Wolf has pulled off. He's 14 laps down, currently placed in 20th position. And the top 3 have kind of separated themselves a little bit. Zach Rounds got about 0.7 of a second over the third place car you see right now of Jacob Fields. Take a little bit wider view here just to give you a perspective of how it's going. 0.7 doesn't look like much, but it's about 6-7 car lengths. As you see Fields try to drive it in on the top side here through 1 and 2 on the 28 of Zach Rounds. Jump back to Shane Yates. Cole Newhoffen starting to track him down. That 8 machine has been mighty fast tonight, and we'll take a closer look at this one as we got a battle brewing here for the 4th spot. Can Cole Newhoffen get there? We're going to watch on board with him, see if he can make the move work. We're on board with Shane Yates. We'll jump on over to Cole Newhoffen. We'll see if he can get under Shane Yates here. This 8 machine has charged through the field. Can he have enough time to get up there to the top 3? Here he goes to the inside of Shane Yates in 1 and 2. 20 laps now in the books, and he slide job up in front of Shane Yates. Cole Newhoffen now to the 4th position. He's got about second and a half or so is what timing and scoring showing us up to that third place spot of Zach Rounds. Here comes Shane Yates on the bottom again, though. This battle might not be over yet. Here comes Shane Yates diving back underneath Newhoffen. We'll see Newhoffen going to dive to the bottom, try to cross him over, coming out of 4. Yates had it that time. No, Newhoffen had it. Back and forth they go, and it's just as good up front. You got Rounds and Fields doing battle. There isn't anything that Tyler Schell doesn't love more than to see these cars battling back and forth behind him. Meanwhile, he's just driving away up front. 23 laps now complete of 35, closing in on 10 to go. This time, Round's going to pull back in front of Fields. Fields going to look to the inside. Might be a little contact. No, he did a good job of keeping that car off. Rounds exiting turn 4. They go into 1 and 2. Rounds to the bottom. Fields to the top side. He gets into that outside wall, and we're going to jump back because Cole Newhoffen got back around Shane Yates for the 4th place spot. And we got a caution on the racetrack. I was thinking about it, didn't want to say it because I knew as soon as I would say it, the caution would come out. And there it is, our first caution of the A main. And that's the last thing Tyler Schell wanted to see happen. He had checked out, almost had his lead up to 2 seconds before that caution came out. And was it Tyler Schell, the one having issues? We're going to go back here and take a look. He's pulling slow to the infield, or letting cars go by. Did he have issues? We're taking a look through 3 and 4. Yes, he got into that inside wall, spun it sideways, got slow, got it re-going. Not quite sure if that's exactly what brought out the caution or not. Quite possibly could have been because he spun out in front of the field. And if that's the case, it would change everything with this race right now. We're looking, yes, that was the caution. Tyler Schell from the lead, now in 19th position. And that changes everything. Let's reset your top 10. Now that we know Tyler Schell back in the 19th position, we'll have to, that top 10 not correct on your screen. Correct top 10 is Zach Rounds, now your race leader. Jacob Fields in second. Newhoffen third. 4th, Yates. Helms rounds out your top 5. Cooper 6th. Batista 7th. 8th, Davis. 9th, Royer. And Boyd in 10th. 11th, Hannigan. 12th, Kelly. 13th, Weiss. 14th, Smuts. 15th, Scheidt. And my scoring and timing updating here. So that's your top 15 as they stand right now. Double file restarts. And one thing we're going to have to watch out for is that 8 car. My money might be on Cole Newhoffen, the way he has drove through this field here in this A main. When we go green, we're going to have 10 laps to go. Lights are off on the pace truck, so we'll get set to go green next time. Rounds and Fields, your front row. Newhoffen and Yates, your second row. Pace truck away, green flag back in the air, and here we go. 10 more laps to decide the first main of the season for Season 2, Week 1 of the DRSL Wednesday Night Warriors Modified Series. We're going to take another look here on board once I get in here with the second with Cole Newhoffen, who's now up to the 2nd position. Great restart for Newhoffen, and with how much speed he had carried through the field, I was wondering if he was going to be able to catch Tyler Schell. I was kind of figuring it wasn't going to happen just because he was running out of laps, and then the luck broke his way. Tyler Schell spins it out in 3 and 4 in front of the field, brings out the caution. He jumps back to the back of the field And now he's got to make his way back through. So it's Zach Rounds, Cole Newhoffen, Jacob Fields, the top three. Tyler Schell pulling off the racetrack with damage. Not the finish to the night he wanted to have. He was in complete control. Led 25 opening laps, spins it into the inside wall, and now he's done. And will have to take a 19th place finish. We'll jump back outside here, give you a far perspective of what's going on the racetrack. And now we got another caution on the racetrack with coming to about 6 laps to go. Jacob Schmutz, maybe? Let's go back and see. Did he get involved in something? Taking a look here. Nothing there. Green's still flying. Little contact. Smuts through 1 and 2. Nothing there, so it wasn't Smuts. It was up ahead of him, possibly a little bit farther. Not quite sure what the caution was. It wasn't Smuts. He was slow on the track, though. See Christopher Monroe, maybe? Nope, nothing there. Either way, second caution of the night is on the books. We'd gone 25 straight laps without a caution. Then we've had 2 here in the last 5 laps. The race leader still remains to be Zach Rounds, Cole Newhoffen in second, Jacob Fields in that 3rd place spot. He was starting to challenge these two up front. Then we have Shane Yates in 4th, John Helms 5th, Batista 6th, Boyd 7th, Cooper 8th, Royer 9th, Davis 10th. So when we come around to get the green flag this time, there will be about 6 laps left to go. Had some good racing up front. Cole Newhoffen driving his way through the pack. Rounds has been up there in the top 3 most of the night. See if this hopefully will be our last restart of the night. If he can time the start right and pull away and hold off Cole Newhoffen for the last 6 laps of our first feature. Lights are out on the pace truck. He's going to pull away. Here we go. Single file restart. Green flag in the air. Cole Newhoffen got a pretty good start. Couldn't make it work into 1 and 2, but we go through there. Rounds takes out the cone there coming through turn 1. Everyone down there on the bottom line. Don't count out Jacob Fields. He's right there on the back of Cole Newhoffen. He's going to take a look to the inside through 1 and 2. Or 3 and 4, excuse me. Newhoffen goes to the top side. Rounds. He's going to have to do some blocking now. He's got 2 cars behind him challenging for the race lead. He's got Fields to the inside and Newhoffen to the outside. We'll see who can make it work. Fields uses that bottom line, following Rounds through that bottom line into the 2nd position. Newhoffen back to 3rd. Coming to 4 to go this time around. Can Zach Rounds hold off for 1 more time? He's got 3.5 more laps to do it. He got a pretty good break, but he's had to do some work since that break to hold off these guys behind him. Newhoffen searching for some room. He's going to go to the top side, see if anything's there. Rounds has a bumper full of Jacob Fields. John Batista up to the 4th spot. He's quietly sneaking his way up here with 3 to go. Seeing if he can maybe try to make a challenge for that 3rd spot. We're looking at your top 3 right now. Fields to the inside. Rounds, can he hold him off at the line this time? Yes, but it's about a car and a half. He's closing. We've got another caution on the racetrack. This time it was Christopher Monroe. Let's go back and see what happens. Green through there behind Jacob Schmutz. Coming into 3 and 4. Any contact? Oh, there's cars in front of him. 4 cars involved. Looks like Scheit, Kelly possibly, and Wise all involved in that. Let's go back and take a look at Ryan Scheit. Yep, there he is driving away. Cody Kelly involved in that. There's Christopher Monroe. So 4 cars bringing out the caution. And if this race hasn't been interesting enough, we're going to restack it one more time and get ready to go. Saw Christopher Monroe pulling his car down pit road. So Rounds has done a good job holding these 2 guys off behind him. Can he do it one more time? I know I said it last time. Turns out we're going to have another caution. It's going to be 2 to go. Green-white checker to decide week 1, season 2 of the DSRL Wednesday Night Warriors Ump Mod Series. Can Zach Rounds be our week 1 winner here in the A main? Or will Jacob Fields and Cole Newhoffen, who have been all over him for the last 6 laps, play a different role, play the spoiler role? Lights are out on the pace truck. That means we're about ready to go green one more time. This time I'm confident we can get through these final 2 laps without anything happening. We go single file restart one more time. Taking a look from the grandstands with all the great fans in attendance. They're on their feet waiting for this last restart and the excitement here to start the season. Pace truck down and away. Here we go. Rounds with a pretty good start down the front stretch. He'll carry it into 1 and 2. He's going to hold off Fields. 2 laps to go. Now working on a lap and a half. Going to have to keep an eye on Cole Newhoffen, too. He's going to get pressure from Helms and Batista for that 3rd place spot. You can see him down there. Helms and Batista on the bottom line. Newhoffen on the outside. Coming to the white flag. 1 lap left to go here in week number 1. Zach Rounds makes his way through. Cole Newhoffen, though, is feeling the pressure. He jumps to the bottom side to block Helms and Fields. Into turns 3 and 4 we go. One more time. Zach Rounds is going to bring that 28 car to the checkered flag. He takes week 1. Fields will come across in 2nd. Newhoffen in 3rd. Helms 4th. Batista 5th. Yates 6th. Cooper 7th. Boyd 8th. Hannigan 9th. And Batters will round out your top 10. Davis 11th. 12th Wise. Royer 13th. Smuts 14th. Ware 15th. Scheit 16th. Monroe 17th. Kelly 18th. Shell 19th. And Jaden Wolf in 20th. All right. Let's get our 3rd place driver in here, and I believe he's already in chat. Cole, are you there? Cole, it seemed like you had a pretty fast car through most of the night. What do you think really contributed to? Was there a special line that you had, or just fast setup in general? All right. What couple different restarts there at the end? Looked like you might have had a chance for the lead. What did that kind of throw a wrench in everything, trying to time up all those restarts at the end? All right, well, we'll let you go here with the third place finish. Is there anybody else you'd like to thank before you leave? All right, thank you, Cole. That's your third place finisher here on the night. Cole Newhoffen will get our second place finisher, Jacob Fields, up here in the booth in just a second. Having a little trouble here. Hold on. Jacob, you there? Looks like his microphone might be muted. There we go. All right, Jacob, quite a few different restarts there. Was there anything specific you were trying to key on Zach to get an advantage on those restarts? What looked like most of you guys were going to the bottom line. Was that the fastest way, best line down there? All right. Well, great way to start the season with a second place finish. Is there anyone you want to thank before we let you go? All right. Congratulations on the second place finish. That was your second place finisher, Jacob Fields. And now we'll get your week one race winner up here in the booth with us, Zach Rounds. Hold on, we'll grab him, put him up here with me. Zach, do you got us? All right, man. I mean, first question I got to ask: what a lucky break for Tyler Shell, or for you with Tyler Shell spinning out in front of the field. What kind of went through your mind when you saw that happen? Yeah, you got that advantage, and then we had quite a few restarts and cautions. Was there a certain strategy that you employed, or was it just trying to time up the starts differently each time? All right. Well, it was a heck of a win. You got a good break and you took advantage of it. Is there anyone you'd like to thank before we send you on your way here tonight? All right. Well, that was your race winner here for week number 1, Zach Rounds. We'll give you the finishing order one last time. Heck of a night. We talked about it. Tough break for your early race leader, Tyler Shell, but Zach Rounds takes the win here in week number 1 for DSRL Wednesday Night Warriors Modified Series. Pull up the results here. Rounds takes the win. Fields in second. Newhoff in third. Helms fourth. Batista fifth. Sixth Yates. Seventh Cooper. Eighth Boyd. Ninth Hannigan. 10th Batters. Davis in 11th. Weiss 12th. Royer 13th. Schmutz 14th. Ware 15th. Scheit 16th. 17th Monroe. 18th Kelly. 19th Shell. And 20th Jaden Wolf. That's going to round out our night here for week number 1 of season number 2. Come back tomorrow night. We're going to be on once again with our Thursday night series. And for Roger Wagner and myself, thank you for watching the Dirt Racing Network, and we'll see you later on. Good night, everyone.